Hey guys, it's Andrew with Android Central here, and we have a pair of devices that are very familiar to most of us, but one of them is slightly different than the other. It's got Verizon 4G LTE branding on it, and yes, this is the Verizon HTC One. It looks very similar, identical almost in terms of hardware and software to the other versions that we've already got our hands on, but this one's finally making its way to the largest carrier in the US, so let's go take a look. So we have both the Verizon version of the HTC One here over on the left and the international unlocked European model over on the right, and you can't tell any difference between the two until you flip it over to the back where you'll see Verizon and 4G LTE logos. They don't have any logos on the front, however, and it does keep the Beats logo on the bottom. No logos on the front, and if we look around to the sides and front, bottom and top of both devices, the exact same dimensions, and we're looking at 32 gigs of onboard storage, no SD card, all of that stuff exactly the same on both of them. Where the things do change a little bit from some of the other carrier models of the HTC One is that we are looking at Android 4.2.2 with Sense 5 on here instead of Android 4.1. Most noticeably, you'll see the quick settings menu that's very similar to the stock Android 4.2 implementation. And what we'll see as a difference between the two, though, is that the quick settings are going to be in a different place. They're all rearranged the way that Verizon wants to have them, and have the GPS one in there, slightly different. Things are moved around. The settings themselves are in different orders too. You see the data usage here instead of a few other networking options. You see HTC Pro VPN built in, and the subcategories in the settings are different as well. So you have device, where they put a few different things, and then they go with personal, where they move things around a little bit, and then they have system, where they put just a couple other things, software update and about and all that stuff. But once you dig into each one, and if you look at the iconography and things like that, they're the exact same through and through. And even in the interface, it's all the exact same. You have blink feed and all that. Your app drawer is just the same scrolling and everything. We haven't noticed any other changes other than the small ones, like you see we have GPS and NFC as ongoing notifications in the top. That's just kind of how they do it. Verizon does it, AT&T does it too. Some of the other changes you see under Wi-Fi, you'll see in the advanced, by default you see that we have all kinds of weird options where it reminds you to turn on Wi-Fi when you enter apps. It reminds you to turn Wi-Fi back on when it's off. If you're on Verizon, have a Verizon branded device, you're already going to be pretty used to those changes. But in terms of performance, usability, everything works the exact same way as we've been using on the international model of the HTC One. You just have a little bit of branding on the back, and possibly a network that you prefer if you're a Verizon customer. So you can go ahead and pick this up for the same pricing, 32 gigs for $199 on Verizon as you would on any of the other carriers, and you're going to get the same experience. Thanks for taking a look, guys.